This is ZenAF Podcast. You are here with us. You've probably been asking yourself, where have we been all your lives? Well, we were plotting and scheming since we were in our wombs. Wayne and I had this telekinetic kind of mind thing back and forth, and we didn't meet until we were in our 40s. Wayne earlier 40s, me later 40s. But here we are, ZenAF Podcast. Your dreams have come true, ladies and gentlemen. You can find us at zenafpod.com. You can find us on all the different platforms. You can go buy yourself a mug. They're handsome, they're fun. There's 4 mugs on that mug, 2 actual mugs on that mug, and then our 2 mugs in a caricature form on that mug. So that's 4 mugs on 1 mug. That's a lot of mugs for 1 mug. I have exciting news real quick. My sister right now is in labor in a hospital in Philadelphia. She is giving birth to her first child. It's going to be a girl. Her name will be Dylan. Very excited about that. And anxious and anxiety. And Wayne, how are you? What's going on? Talk to me, please.
Well, I want to congratulate your sister, first of all, because that's
Thank you.
amazing on like
Yes.
17 different levels.
Yes.
And you're gonna be an uncle.
First time.
Yeah.
Yes.
First time uncle. You know what they say. If I could give you any advice as an uncle, that
Okay.
is when you buy your is it a nephew or a niece? Sorry, I missed that.
It's a niece. Her name will be Dylan.
Dylan, when you buy Dylan gifts throughout her wonderful and amazing and thriving life, make them loud, make them obnoxious, and annoy the shit out of your sister and her wife.
I'm so excited. So here's something wild. People are like, "Well, how's the father?" I said, "Well, hold on. My sister is married to a woman. Her name is Melinda. My sister's name is Lisa. It's Lisa and Melinda. They're very happy. They're a
Aw.
wonderful couple, and they've been trying to have a baby for a long time, and it finally worked. So they're very excited, and that's what's going on right now.
Well, you know what? And usually we spend about 20 minutes just being jackasses, but this is such a momentous occasion that we can be serious for a bit, I guess. The
Yeah.
the cool thing about this is that, especially for, your sister and her wife, it
Mhm.
must not have been an easy journey, and I'm sure it's has not been easy on the pocketbook with
No.
IVF or whatever.
Oh
And
yeah.
and I just, being somebody who is adopted, um,
Hmm.
I love when I see people that have dreamt of being parents forever become parents. So congratulations. I'm excited
Yes.
for our new niece to come into the world.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Uncle Wayne is proud of you,
Yes.
Dylan. Okay. I remember you when you were just a little eggplant.
Just a little eggplant.
Yeah, just a little plant of eggs.
So, okay, now what's going on in the world? We have some anxious stuff going on because I think we should just bring it up because it's fucking insanity.
This is the
You know?
first time. I have been out of the Canadian Armed Forces since 2014,
Hmm.
and all day I have been thinking about how I can go back so I can help with what is transpiring. My heart goes out to the people in Europe. My heart goes out to the people in Ukraine. This hits home in our country because um, the Ukrainian population in Canada is a big part of Canada. My dad is Ukrainian, um, and I don't have words. All I know is that I did spend 6 months in Eastern Europe, in Bosnia in 2000 after they were in war or their civil war, and it was heartbreaking to see. And I just hope that we do what we need to do to stop whatever this um, Putin regime is trying to do, because it's brutal. But I would go over tomorrow.
Here's the thing, man. I wouldn't want you to do that because that's not,
Wow.
I mean,
It's bigger than you
you
and
have
me,
to, we
my
have to
friend.
kind of, I know it is, but I mean, again, this is selfishly because if you're in Ukraine, I don't think we could do the podcast anymore. Here's the thing. We have people on planet Earth, other human beings, flesh and blood, that are psychotic, for lack of a better term. Right? They're psychotic. They're power hungry. It's all about money at the end of the day. And now we have this man, Vladimir Putin, who is calling Zelensky, the head of Ukraine, the president of Ukraine. Right? Ukraine voted him in. He is not a Nazi. This is all just propaganda. Russia has something called, I think it's called state TV, where Russians don't get different news sources. Like we have CNN and MSNBC and Fox. Unfortunately, we have all these different platforms, but in Russia, they are literally berated on a daily basis with whatever Putin wants them to see or hear. So their outside sources may be on the internet or whatever, but when they flip on their TV, they're literally just watching whatever the regime wants them to see. So all this stuff about Zelensky being a Nazi and all this stuff, it's all lies. It's all bullshit. It's all lies. And by the way, just so you know, we get downloads in Russia from this podcast, which I know sounds crazy, but we do. And if any of them are listening, just know we're with you. Like we fucking we're with you. We're with you on the fact that you don't know what's going on. You probably, if you're in the right state of mind, you're like, what the fuck is our country doing right now to this little country called Ukraine? It's all power. It's all power grab, and it's disgusting.
Well, for I don't think it's a surprise that if this goes the direction that NATO thinks it's going to go, and other factions or other countries or countries a part of NATO, sorry, if this goes the way they think it is, Russia is going to be in for an ass kicking, and
Oh
unfortunately,
God.
they're going to have to do it on somebody else's soil, and I feel like that is the worst act of humanity. When you see in the news statements being made like this is the worst thing to happen since the Second World War,
God.
that's a scary, notion. And I never
Hmm.
thought that I when I was in the military, and I spent 17 years between the Army and the Air Force. And I thought when I left that I would be okay. I knew that I was going to take some thoughts with me, and I knew that I was going to have moments in my life that were going to be triggering. I knew that, I was going to still continue to see world events unfold. And instantly, I was brought back there this morning when I was watching on the news, and I was brought back to the place where I just, I wish no more than anything in the world right now that I was standing on my old regimental floor getting briefed by the colonel um, on what we might have to be involved in. And knowing that I'm not a part of that right now, this is the hardest. This is the hardest time I've ever had being a civilian. I've never wanted to. I, I'm, I'm a mess,
It's
man.
okay. So okay, listen. So this is not, okay, again, this is not your typical episode of this podcast, and because there's so much shit going on. And Wayne, I feel for you. I don't understand.
I don't
I was
understand.
never I was never in the military, and 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 that was my choice. I never went because I don't like war. I don't believe it's not that I don't believe in it because I know it's fucking real and it happens and it's been going on since the dawn of fucking time. These power struggles, the greed with on this planet is fucking absolutely disgusting. And unfortunately, the collateral damage is innocent humans fighting for their country and freedom. And meanwhile, thousands and thousands and thousands of lives are lost. Young kids are going to these places where they shouldn't be going. And you know what this is? This is the opposite of Zen as fuck.
Oh, this isn't
It's
zen as
the
fuck at
fucking
all.
no, it's the flip, it's the reverse. It's like a hell. right? It's like almost like a hell. So, well, no, it is for the people involved. The people in Ukraine right now are living in hell. They're in hell, and for what? They're for what? What are they going to do? So what? Putin wants what? This little tiny little blip on our radar called Ukraine for what? But because Russia, the gigantic fucking Russia, isn't enough. It's and
The
what
world
we're
is
going to lose
not
all these lives. Fuck.
the world is not going to let them take that. The scary thing behind it, and I'm sorry for getting emotional. I have no idea
That's fine,
why I'm
man.
getting
Do it.
emotional. I have no idea why my brain is in this place. I watched this YouTube video this morning of, you know, a fighter jet dropping, I don't know, probably a 2,000 pounder, and which is a pretty big, you know, air to ground bomb, and which I'm very
Yeah.
familiar with because that was a part of my job, was that stuff. But you know, I watched them drop a bomb to a lady on a cell phone, like was filming it, and her baby screaming in the background. Like it 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 it's at what point does humanity say enough is enough? And to wait till a world is fucking broken down from a pandemic to wreak havoc on a small country, then to threaten the world that if we sit idly by, and or if we don't sit idly by and do nothing, you're going to wreak havoc on us. Do you know who you are fucking with? Do you know who you are dealing with? And I don't mean that from an egotistical place, and I don't mean that from a military place, but you're fucking with all of humanity, not just your little pocket of people. I get that there's tyrannical human beings on this planet, but at what fucking point do we stop kicking our fucking own asses for something that in 50 years won't mean shit? The only way we have made history in this fucking world, the only way we have made history is is through tragedy. And
It's
that
fucking gross.
disgusts me. It
Well, it's
disgusts me.
disgusting. And I want to say this. So I was talking to Wayne earlier on the phone before we did this episode. And here's my thought process, and it might be kind of just, delusional, but I don't understand why all the other countries on this planet and the humans on this planet that have a heart, that have an emotional intelligence, don't literally point their fucking cannons right now at Putin's fucking face and say, if you go any further, you're fucking done. You're done. Your whole
Tactics and doctrine, man. There are, unfortunately, with war and with the Geneva Convention and with all of the things put in place, there is a list of things that, you know, people that I trust, generals and admirals and you know, leaders in the world of defense and tactics and doctrine. There is a list of things that they must go through. But I mean, the world I can't see, and this is opinion, I cannot see the world letting this go too far. However, you have to let this country fend for themselves before we step in, because he has put a threat on a table, and he is and Russia is a nuclear power. So if you want to look at the big picture, this has to be dealt with strategically. And make no mistake, I don't think anybody's sitting idly by. I just think that we
yeah.
have things and people in place that we don't know. I can almost guarantee you that things are happening that we don't know about, from the West there, with special
I hope
forces.
they
With,
are.
oh,
I
it's
fucking hope so.
unequivocally.
Unequivocally.
No, in this,
Unequ-
no, unequivocally. This is in this, when you're talking about this,
It's going
it's
to be a new phrase, by the
it's
way.
unequivocally.
Oh, that not a word. I don't think that's a word.
Well,
Okay, I'm going to say yes. I'll say yes.
support me.
Yes, it's unequivocally.
Unequivocally. and
I'm supporting you right now, Wayne.
and spontaneicalities. to spawn to content to with the
These are gonna be memes.
the sheer
The Rock of
japetimus,
Gibraltar.
the sheer japetimus of what is going on in, like, I'm gregariously, I'm cheveled from it, you know?
Listen to this. I want to say something right now. So Wayne's words that he's saying that are real words that he made up, they are about as what's the thing I'm looking for? They're about as logical as what the world is right now. They're about as logical. Like, so Shanaquivocal, unaboundably,
Shib,
sun
shib,
shablina
mm,
conscious,
yes.
and smell this on my thumb.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up.
Okay.
However,
I was waiting for a however. It took you fucking 15 minutes to say however.
yeah,
You know he's not,
I was also
something's wrong.
I was also the first one to fucking start crying on our podcast. Welcome to the jungle.
You know what? Fuck you, because I wanted to be the first person to cry on our podcast.
No, you all. The problem is you cry before.
I cry before and after.
I don't think I've ever seen you. I don't think I've ever seen you get choked up.
Oh, I get choked up. I get choked off too.
I didn't like that you didn't get choked up when I left Austin.
When you left what?
In Austin in November. You didn't get choked up. Did you go back? Were you choked up a bit? Like, were you like sad that I was gone?
Dude, I went back and strangled a chicken.
Oh yeah, that's right. You sent me that video. Well, awkward video.
Yeah, I killed a chicken because I was so mad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The chicken,
I didn't eat it, so I wasted it. I threw it away.
The messed up part of this, people, is he Instagram videos me, and I'm waiting in the airport. He's like, "Do you see what you've done? The pain you have caused me." As he's walking into a grocery store and he's going to the meat aisle, he found a chicken that was nicely wrapped in plastic, ready to go, and he pulled it out of the plastic and he just started strangling it. I'm like, Alex, the chicken's already dead.
No, it died twice under my regime.
That's not how you choke the chicken.
Well, you know what? With all the fucking mayhem and all the insanity in this world, it is nice to have a little giggle here. And I'm going to say something. You got emotional earlier, and rightfully so. And I've been feeling very anxious this morning, and there's stuff going on. But let's go down a timeline here. We have been. This is our third year in a pandemic, right? Now, yes, it's waning, which is great. It's going away. But with all this time in a pandemic where people's lives were, people lost their businesses, people have been fucking out of their minds. There's a lot of anxiety anyway throughout all this stuff. Life as we knew it kind of changed. Well, it did. It fucking changed. Then now we have Russia being a big fucking bully, a big scumbag bully to a little place on our map called Ukraine. We have all these things going on in our heads throughout the last few years. Here in America, we're still kind of in shock. And this thing with Russia, by the way, this is a repercussion of Trump being president, in my opinion, because of the sanctions that were lifted while this scumbag was in office. And now here we are. It's like, do I blame Trump for Putin attacking Ukraine? No, I don't. But I do say you fucked up because, basically Trump was Putin's little fucking hand, like sock puppet. And now we have this going on and all the stuff in all of our lives. Yes, it's emotional. Everything is emotional. Everyone is just fucking out of their minds right now. And rightfully so. Rightfully fucking so. And for you, you were in the military. You did all these things and these adventurous, insane, crazy things. Some of the stuff you've told me about is just absolutely fucking mind blowing. And it's like, here we are, and you're thinking about, the military and your, brothers in arms and stuff that are going to have to go. But, yeah, it's a fucking crazy time, man. Nothing seems to be, there's like, where's the fun? Where's the fun in life right now? Like, where is it? Where is it?
It's in hiatus at the moment. But we will have fun again. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. I truly. I'm just lost right now. Like I'm so disappointed in the 2020 so far. Like I'm just super disappointed. I just feel like I just don't understand why you don't want to live and have a good time. Like why do you want to why do people want to be like this? Why do people want to hurt other people? Like why can't we just be a people and have sex and do weird drugs and listen to rock and roll?
Because of greed, because of power hungry humans. Hey, look, I'm gonna say this right now, and I don't know, a lot of maybe our listeners will go, what the fuck's it? The same shit that's going on right now has been going on forever,
Mhm.
especially with religions. So that kind of stuff, man. Look, the egotistical. Now, I know Wayne and I talk about leading with your ego. That's all a joke, folks. We don't fucking mean it.
No, we don't.
But
Except in the
when you
bedroom.
have the wars, yeah, the wars that have happened, and the deaths that have occurred because of just religion alone. Okay, my God's better than yours. Your God is a fucking pussy. My God's the everlasting God. I guess there's like 200 fucking gods out there, and different sects, you know, different groups love this one and that one, and 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 the power struggle just within religion alone. That, by the way, religion is supposed to be a peaceful thing, a belief, something to have faith in, right? So I never understood the bloodshed that went on between Catholics and just okay. Look, I can list off 600 fucking religions. What the fuck was that all about? And now, so now we've kind of moved on from religious war, and now for the last, I don't know how many fucking decades or fucking millennia, whatever it is. Now we're in this power struggle between countries, but it's not between countries, because if you ask the people of the country, they'll say, we don't want this. We don't want this. Now, there are 360 million people in the United States of America. I think that's the number. I could be wrong. Something like that, right? Give or take.
Almost plus
How,
one shortly. Sorry.
plus one shortly. Hi, Dylan.
Hi,
But
Dylan.
no, what I'm saying is how do we have 360 million people in the United States of America, and yet we leave all the decisions that are made up to what? 500 people,
Well,
600 people in the
listen,
government.
you need
How?
you need government. I don't know much about a
Okay,
government,
fine.
but I could tell you I've been to a few countries with no government, and trust me, you don't want to defund the police, and you definitely want a government. What I will say is this. What
Understood.
I will say is
Understood.
what I will say, and hopefully we can move on after this because we could go down this
Yeah.
rabbit hole for about 17 hours.
Oh, fuck it. Let's
If
go.
a belief can cause so much pain, and if a belief can cause so much sorrow, and if a belief can cause so much divide, imagine what a belief could do if it was for good.
Yeah. And if a belief can cause all those things you just said, maybe they're believing in the wrong thing.
I
You know
don't
what I mean?
think that any human being should hurt another human being. I know we get hurt, and I know we hold grudges, and I know we have legacies that we want to follow, but let's just try to live without a little bit of war for a while. Once again, we need women in power to stop this
Yes.
shit, and
Yes,
it'd be good.
please.
Hey, listen, I want to ask you a
Yeah, go ahead.
question.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't. I just want to get off of this. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
I
even
do
want to ever
too.
listen to our podcast again now. Just kidding.
Well,
I listen.
listen, no. So here's the thing,
I listen to
guys,
it to
ladies
go
and
to
gentlemen.
bed. I listen to sleep.
Listen, I do want to say this. So for the people who are listening, we normally, we'll throw out some ridiculous crap and content and stuff at the beginning and get into a a different thing towards the middle. But I just want to say, because we are where we are right now in this world, it's hard to escape it, man. It's hard to escape the emotions. It's hard to escape the feelings. And if we're not going to talk about this, then we're lying.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I'd rather just be transparent about our feelings, right? This is just my opinion, your opinion about stuff, and people can listen or they don't. And again, attendance is not compulsory, so it is what it is.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
attention to deficits with the ideals that liberal sanctions will phlebotomize the fundamental rights of a.
He's either reading this or just saying words.
Oh, I'm just saying random words. But they also said but that's what the leader of my country does. So
hey, look, that's what they do here too.
Yeah. I'd like to give you an up.
Hey, I want to say something.
Oh, of
this
course
is off all the subject. Don't give me that face. Listen to me. And I know you're not even looking at me because I'm camera left and you're staring straight ahead like you're pretending to look at me. So here's something interesting. When I got back from Austin to Los Angeles 7 weeks ago, we ready? Ladies and gentlemen, I weighed, yes, I'm going here, 232 pounds. Ask me how much I weigh right now.
How much do you weigh right now?
220.
Oh, congratulations, buddy.
12 pounds, ladies and gentlemen. From being a pescatarian, I believe that's the fucking word.
Mm-hmm.
Fish, fruits, vegetables, no
flavor,
sugars, processed sugars,
flavorless.
No, there's flavor. No, I use hot sauce. Wayne.
Since I went to a bland, boring life and diet, I mean, I've lost a ton of weight. So now I see myself differently in the mirror. Meanwhile, my friend is over there. My friend is over there. He had a Big Mac the other day and hasn't lost any weight.
Shit his pants.
Yeah, but I have a bidet now, so I don't really care. Yeah, I'm at. Wait
a second. You sent me a picture. This morning. What was it? I
had yogurt and granola and berries.
But what did it say on the packet?
Well, keto, because it's grain free. It was like I want it. I eat healthier. You're a keto man. I'm not a keto man.
You're a keto man today.
Not today. Well, fuck that. I'm leaving here and I'm going to Wendy's.
No, fuck. Wait, God damn it. You keep eating your emotions.
I have to.
What? Why? Why do you say that so stern? I have to.
Because now I'm trying to trigger poops. Like I want nothing more than to go poop because this bidet. So let's backstory. About 2-3 years ago, a buddy of mine that I work with says, Wayne, we bought a Hello Tushy. I was like, well, what's a Hello Tushy? He says it's a bidet for your bottom. Yeah, it's a Hello Tushy it's a bidet attachment for your toilet. And I remember like being over in Europe and trying them, or South Korea. Their public washrooms have like heated toilet seats and bidet functions. And I remember always heated seats. Oh my God. It's a massage.
Oh my God.
Like crazy stuff. So I finally, on a whim the other day, I was like, I'm going to buy a bidet attachment. So I went on Amazon, purchased this bidet by a company called Lux, showed up the next day. I had to drive home because I work an hour and 10 minutes away. And I usually take a sit down before I leave the fire station and drive home because I don't want to, you're playing roulette at, I don't like to use the first word. You're playing a little bit of roulette, right? And yesterday I was like, I don't care. I drank 2 coffees before I left and I drove home, and I was even like in the rock. I was rocking back and forth.
Oh yeah.
Got home, unpacked it, installed it, sat on the toilet, used the bidet function after. Ladies and gentlemen, it's everything.
Wait, now, okay, so this is what always confused me about a bidet. What Okay, so do you still wipe your hole, or you just use the water and no wiping?
Well, here's where we get technical.
Okay.
So I'm on a septic tank because I live out in the country. So I'm not on city sewer,
So
right?
you're not on city sewer. Okay.
And so toilet paper, you use a lot of toilet paper.
Mhm.
And it's not the greatest for your septic because it's harder to break down.
Yeah.
But you still, so this bidet will cut down toilet paper use, but you'll still use it. Like you still pat dry. But like, I mean, you finish your business, then you fire it up.
Uh-huh.
There's a female function too, which
Oh, to clean out the vagina.
yeah. So a second
Okay.
nozzle gets deployed and shoots it up
Okay.
into your schwa. And
But can you use that for your nutsack? Like, could you sit over
oh,
and use the
I
female
lean
to just clean
forward.
off your ball sack?
I lean forward and
Mhm.
I crank it to that, and I get two nozzles up the hoopty hoop. And
So do they go up your asshole?
they not all the way, but like, yeah, there's like, you could tell it's like
Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait.
not
Hold on.
like,
Stop. Time out. Time out. Wait. Do you put the nozzle into your spank bank?
no, it literally, it's pointed there. It's there's a lever like a fighter jet, and then you lift it up, and
Okay.
then it
Sounds
whoosh.
violent.
It is you love to poop, right?
Is it warm water?
So you can have the warm water function, but it would take too long for the warm water to get there. And you don't need the cold water, or you don't need it warm, because the cold water is not actually cold, especially after a decent bloop bloop. It's
Yeah.
honestly, can I buy you guys one?
Listen, if you want to send me one, that's fine. But like, can you drink out of it?
Yeah, like I lifted it. It's a powerful weapon. Like it's really good. It's
So what does it do? Is it supposed to clean off all the little
yeah,
nuggets?
it cleans your sphinx better than, how there's the adult wipes, like people use wet wipes on their bottom.
Uh-huh.
You don't need that anymore because you just got this function. It's if you don't swear by it,
Yeah.
then
You're a Vladimir Putin.
you're
Now let me ask you this.
Putin.
So let me you're a Putin. You're a Vladimir Putin. So here's my question.
Mhm.
Um okay, so look, I mean, I have, and I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be transparent here.
Mhm.
I get something along the day called duck butter. Now, when
Gone,
you get duck butter, gone.
gone. Swamp ass, we call it here.
Okay,
We
okay.
call it swamp ass.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard that term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So swamp ass, no more. It's
No
gone.
more.
No, if you're outside and it's a hot day and you're getting
Yeah.
swamp bottom, right?
Uh-huh.
Swamp bottom boys, you make the rockin' world go around. If you get swamp bottom, or if you have
Yeah.
scooter butt and you're like, you got a little case of the trots, then what you can do is this makes everything feel better. I
Okay,
swear to you.
so if your man cream is on
Mhm.
high alert,
Right.
you can use this thing and it'll just fucking wipe it away.
Wipe it away. I don't even think you need toilet paper. I don't think you need the toilet paper, but I mean, you have to
I
pat
don't
the bottom dry.
know.
I,
I'm going to do a little plug here. Here's the plug. Who gives a crap? This is a company. This is a company that my wife, because she's very concerned about the environment, we buy boxes of this from this company called Who Gives a Crap, and it's toilet paper, and it's made from I think it's bamboo. I know that sounds horrible and harsh, but it's not. They do something really good with this toilet paper, and it's biodegradable. It breaks down a lot quicker than regular toilet paper. Also, we buy their in mass quantity their paper towels. They make paper towels too. It's interesting. When I first started using Who Gives a Crap, I didn't want to use it anymore because it wasn't as soft to say Charmin. But after a while, your asshole just builds up like a callus, so you're good.
so I am known around the world, which is weird to say, but it's true. I'm known around the world
Okay.
as the Good Morning Assholes guy. And
Okay. And what is that?
oh, it's just shut up, this is how you found me. Um it's anyways, so I'm known as the Good Morning Assholes guy, and I want a clean schvinkt. But The toilet paper, I do have friends that use it and don't use toilet paper after. So I mean, you guys are you're doing your part for the environment as well. And I'm not even being facetious or joking. It cuts down. You're just
Yeah.
using the water, and it takes 50 minutes to hook up. And it cost me $85 Canadian. So down there, it'd be like $60 you can have a bidet.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's something that I really am interested in finding out, and just trying
Oh
it.
my God.
Again,
So
now
good.
because your ass is so hairy and there's so many different little
Is it
folds
though?
in I was talking about me. Did
Oh,
I say you?
yeah.
So because I have a hairy,
There you
I
go.
remember one day I was walking through the house nude, and my son caught the back end of me, and he goes, "I I get why it's black, but why is it so black?" And I'm like, "It's called hair, son. And one day you're gonna have the same." He's like, "No, I'm not. That's disgusting." Cut to, he's 20 years old. We had a conversation on the phone the other day. Massive butt hair.
Good. So it's funny that you mentioned that because that's a wonderful thing. And once again,
Yeah,
I love us that we can't script this. Um,
yeah.
and I also apologize to the people that listen to us and have to listen to 20 minutes of us talk about war, then the other 20 minutes of us talking about our assholes. Um, and when you put it in a perspective, it's kind of great. But what I will say is this: is my my girlfriend,
Uh-huh.
I had asked her. I said, the places that ladies go to get Brazilians and stuff, will they do my butthole? Because I want to get I
Mm.
want my butthole waxed, and
Mm.
they don't. They used to have an esthetician that would wax the butthole, but they don't. They don't. They don't do the boys,
Why?
so they just don't do boys. I don't know,
Okay.
sexist. Um,
Yeah, probably.
imagine if we turned you. Oh, I don't wax a girl. I won't wax a woman's butthole. Nope. I only do men.
Uh,
I only wax men's butthole. Maybe I get it. No, I get it now. When I said
wait,
it
you
like
do?
that, no, I don't.
Wait.
But what I'm
Oh.
saying, I asked her to do it, and she's like, "Do you not think that would maybe wreck some fire?" So now I'm like, fuck, I've got to
Ah.
now book a flight to Los Angeles again, just
Uh-huh.
so my buddy Alex can wax my asshole.
Yeah, and like I said, Wayne, anytime you want me to wax your bean bang, your bean dip, your fucking what I like to call Wayne's bloated starfish, you come on down here and I'll do it. And here's something interesting. I once went to get my asshole bleached,
I want.
and I walked in. I told you, I was this place down on Sunset Boulevard. I walked in, I showed them my asshole, and they said, absolutely not. And I said, why? They're like, well, because we can't get through that tuft to get to the asshole.
Let's go the next time we're together. Let's
Hmm.
record a podcast
Getting our assholes bleached.
getting our assholes bleached. Side by each.
You know what I love about this podcast? Is that Wayne and I literally have no clue what we're going to talk about. And then we just talk like two friends talking because we're two friends and we talk. So it kind of just goes hand in hand. Very cohesive. Um, the fact that we did go, because Wayne just mentioned this, from the horrors of what's happening right now in certain parts of the world to a bidet and now asshole bleaching, only just goes to show you how much we love you all.
And speaking of people that we love, we've had a submission recently for the mayor of
Mhm.
Fucktown
We did.
from our one and only fucking Rachel.
Fucking Rachel.
Ugh, just saying her name makes me sick to my stomach.
It just wants, I want to gag, and I also at the same time just want to like, can I get my mouth around my own penis? It's
There
weird.
are points when I say her name where I was like, "Ooh, are those butterflies? Do I have a crush on fucking Rachel?" Not likely.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just pure. It's just pure disappointment.
It's not
However,
hatred because that's not
we
Zen, but
don't
it's
hate.
something else.
Yeah,
No, we
it's
don't.
no. We're not those people. But
No.
the fact remains that Rachel believes that she should be the next mayor of Fucktown. So,
I say go for it. Yeah.
without further
Go.
ado, for my
Yes.
YouTube listeners, I'd like to introduce Rachel Burt and her video application as, you know, to be really the first official mayor of Fucktown. And we
Of
also
Fucktown.
invite other people to submit their videos. There's some audio here, but I just like to roll this clip.
Do it.
Alex. Wayne.
Who is? Next. Mayor. Of?
Town.
Rachel.
Just vote for me. Just follow me. I'll make you happy.
Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Rachel, you are the top runner for mayor of Fucktown. She is, right? I
Yeah.
mean, can we agree?
Yeah, the polls aren't
Okay.
open yet, mainly because we don't have voters. But
We don't.
But
Well, you and I are the voters.
Well, we're voting.
You and I are the voters.
We're voting.
Yeah, we're voting.
And chances are we're just going to talk about it beforehand and agree with who we want. Like we
Of
know
course,
who
and-
we
But this is a democracy.
right, but we know who we want as the mayor of Fucktown. Come on now.
We do know who we want as the mayor of Fucktown, but if someone could change our mind,
You know, but we know who we want.
we know who the new mayor of Fucktown is going to be, ladies and gentlemen. And I hope you liked that submission from Rachel Burt, because she went all out and showed us the true talent of herself.
Yeah, why the fuck are you editing our podcast, Rachel? Like that was really
Yeah, what the hell?
Why am
For
I
free?
stuck
What?
over here? Why am I stuck over here editing my own podcast for free?
Yeah, well, our podcast, first of all. And also earlier you
No, I
said,
don't mean
for
like
those who-
I didn't mean it like that.
Well, because the second time you'd done it, I mean, earlier you said for my YouTube watchers, and I'm thinking to myself,
I never said
wow,
for my YouTube watchers.
we're going to have to go back and we're going to have to re-listen to that.
There's no fucking way I said that.
And there it is. See, if you put it in there. Ah! Look at Wade's face.
When
Wade's
I
face is
when
disgusted.
when I started my podcast, I couldn't even like it makes me even saying that makes me sick to my stomach. Like if tomorrow you said, Wayne, I just booked a $60 million movie where I'm playing Leonardo DiCaprio in Leonardo DiCaprio 2,
Yeah.
I would end the podcast. I would never do it again. I threw away my television dreams for you.
Wait, what? Oh my god! I'm like literally. It's fun to laugh.
I cry,
It's fun
Alex
to laugh.
laughs.